It's been a long time since we've done this, but
Yeah.
hello everyone, welcome back to another edition of West Ham Fan TV's Post-Match Pint, the only West Ham United post-match trawler show on the internet.
Hey.
We're back. Yes, as we see, we've got a new home. We're at it's the podium, the orbit. We're in the orbit today.
Yeah, we're at the top of the orbit.
But this,
I'm a bit shaky up here, honestly.
yeah, the post-match pint is back. Cheers, boys! It's been so long.
Cheers, boys, and what a way
to bring it back as well.
Yeah. Not a bad game to talk about.
I'll tell you what, it was a cracker today. I really enjoyed that. Do you know what? It's been a long time since we've done this, but it's been a long time since I really, really enjoyed a game. You know what I mean? And like, obviously Prague, but here at the London Stadium, it's been a long time.
It wasn't vintage football, but it was full of drama. That's what it was, and
I think that's what you need to do against Chelsea.
Yeah, it was a good game of football. Like, you knew they was going to have a lot of possession. I think they had 76% possession during the game. So like, we knew it was going.
How many?
76%. And to be fair, we only usually average about 30%, 35% anyway. But yeah, look, it was a great start from us. It was a great start from us. We come out and we looked like we was up for today, because people kept asking me before the game, like, what's your predictions today? And I couldn't predict it because I didn't know what sort of Chelsea was going to turn up today.
I've said it a few times. I've said it a few times to people here today, and they'll back me up if they see it. I fancied us. I just fancied it because it's not that. Look, Chelsea are a good side. They spent £1 billion. You know what I mean? You're going to expect some quality when you spend close to £1 billion. But there's that setting in period. They was really poor last year. I don't expect them to come here and be really poor, because there are players like, Mudryk and players that came last season that were, wasn't great. But there were players that, like the likes of Caicedo, they're not them type of players, or they're not in them type of positions where they're going to come in and make an instant impact.
No.
You know what I mean? Like Declan Rice at Arsenal. They're not going to come in and make an instant impact.
They looked a lot more positive against Liverpool, though. On the back of the Liverpool performance, where I thought they were a better team, I thought, they're playing really good stuff. They're going to come in. It's going to be very difficult. But I just thought, and London derby, Chelsea, we always get up for these games. And yeah, I thought we dug deep and we fought hard. And that's what we had to do.
Yeah, I think obviously James Ward-Prowse coming in for Fornals. Look, a lot of people are against the signing, and I think he showed today why we need a sort of player like that, because every corner was on point. And you know what else? One thing I loved about him as well, every time there was a scrap on the pitch, he was the first one in there. Because he's got that captain
He's
instinct.
a leader.
He's a leader. And I think that's what, getting that balance right, someone like him coming in, alongside Alvarez, with what we've got already, I think it's going to be a good balance in that midfield.
When you think about this, and I'm not just saying this because obviously I'm a big fan of Declan, but I said this several times last season, I don't think he was the best captain. You know what I mean? Like, for me, he's too nice. He's a lovely guy, he's a great player, but I thought that the captain's role really sort of impacted his game. You know what I mean? And he's not like, he's a young boy. But then all of a sudden, he's a young boy. No, but I'm just saying, like, there were sort of rumours last season that he didn't really want to do it, and he just got put on him, and he got told to do it. There was all them sort of rumours. Look, we'll never know the truth, and Declan's moved on now. But then you look at that today. Zuma was the captain, right? Zuma was the captain. You've got Soucek's been there for a few years. Soufal's been there. Bowen now has been there for a few years as well. And then you've got the likes of Ward-Prowse. Obviously, we'll talk about Alvarez a bit later, who looks, he really looked good. And I think we've got leaders out there.
And the thing is, him having a player as well, I think on the counter and things like that, we've always struggled with certain players like Soucek who can't pass the ball. Ward-Prowse is a good passer of the ball.
You see that every time he got that ball today, the first thing he done was looked up and looked to play it in. And you look at his first two corners, the second one led to the first goal from Aguirre, but the one before that was a great delivery in, and that's what we've lacked. We've lacked that, because now, as fans, we see Ward-Prowse, whether he stands over a free kick or a corner, we know it's going to be a good delivery.
Yeah,
I love Bowen, but I don't want to see him on corners ever again.
How many years have we, honestly, someone that hits a pinpoint corner every time? 20?
Yeah.
Something
Even
like
when we
that?
had Payet, he couldn't hit the first. He
No.
always hit the first
And
man.
Lanzini.
Snodgrass was the last one who I thought was
Yeah.
good at corners.
But no, I thought it was a great debut, and 2 assists on his debut. I thought personally, I thought he was man of the match. I thought he played really,
that's what I had.
well.
Obviously, they gave it to Areola. I had him
penalty
as my
save.
man of the match. Yeah, the penalty's huge, and I'm not going to argue against it. But I had Ward-Prowse as my man of the match. I mean, that assist for the Antonio goal, we'll go more detail, but I just thought that ball was class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what someone like Antonio can feed off of someone like him, knowing now that as soon as Ward-Prowse gets that ball, get on his toes and he's off and he knows that ball's going to come over the top. But
I think when you look at the balance of the side now, we was all worrying. Look, we should have got replacements in for Rice, early doors. But now when you're looking at what we're signing, Ward-Prowse, listen, I know there's not a lot of longevity in them. I know that there isn't a lot of longevity, and it is just for the now, and we do have to build. But it seems now it seems like Moyes and Stuyden have sort of found a balance.
Yeah.
So it looks like they're sort of compromising. Moyes has gone for his players. He's bid for the ones he wanted, and Stuyden's now gone right. Well, let's get a couple more.
Well, we're looking to bring in that. Is it Kudas? Is it Kudas?
Kudus,
yeah, from Ajax, who's another
He's a great player.
Yeah, that would be a great coup if we get him. And then that's another great talent. And they was even talking about maybe playing him centre forward because he can play centre forward as well. So having them options and we get that balance. I was really. Do you know what? As I said, Chelsea had a lot of the ball. Sterling had a lot of the ball, and I said to you,
I thought he was excellent today.
You forget how quick Sterling is.
Ragged.
He drops that shoulder and he's gone, and not many people catch him. I mean, Soufal was all over the place today. I wasn't.
He had a tough day.
Yeah, he had a tough day. He earned his wages today. But look, that's the thing when you play against these top teams who can go out. They're always going to have more of the ball, and it's about what we do. And we had sort of. I think we even had more shots on target than them. I think we had 6, they had 4. And I think they had 17 shots to our whatever it was. But it's about putting the ball away. And today Aguerd, great header. Good to see him get up there. Always, it's good to see a centre back on the end of a.
I always thought they was going to struggle today with set pieces, and I said that. I don't know whether I said it on camera, but I said it to somebody yesterday. I thought to myself, it's just. They haven't had a lot of time to work with each other. You know what I mean? They've got a lot. Some of them players today that came on, I don't even know the fuck they are.
Oh, that's what I was the ones that will come.
Do you know what I mean? I said to him, what is going on here? That is a completely different Chelsea side. Yeah. Completely different.
Yeah, as I said, look, Pochettino's only just come in as well, so it's going to take them a few. I mean, I watched them against Liverpool last week, and I was sort of impressed. I was not worried about today too, But I thought to myself, we're going to have a tough game today, and it was in periods. They had a lot of the football, but I think what we done off the ball, breaking up play. I thought Soucek was really good again today. Antonio quiet first half, come alive second half. Same as Bowen as well. But I think when we went down to 10, I said to you, didn't I? At the end of the game, I didn't even realise we were down to 10 because they worked that hard. And I thought we actually looked better.
I know that it suited us.
Yeah, I know Ben Ram and. The mad thing is that obviously it looked like David Moyes was gonna make the sub with Alvarez and Fornals to come on before the red card, and as soon as that happened, he had to change and bring on Bonner, and then obviously Ben Rama had to be sacrificed. But look, I know when you said about Bonner before, but that's why you keep players like that at the football club, just that little bit of experience to come on and just tighten up that back line.
I'll be honest. I was fearing the worst when he came on because I thought he's going to get run ragged here.
I love Ogbonna because he's just no nonsense. He just wants to smash.
Yeah, he does. But sometimes that's what they was putting in them little sort of sly passes into Jax. He's very quick, isn't he? Yeah. Sterling, I thought Sterling was excellent today. I'm going to give a bit of props to him. I thought he was excellent today. Yeah. And then you got the boy on the left wing, and they bought Mudryk on second half.
He was fucking awful.
He was terrible, but he is full of pace. You know what I mean? And they did get behind a lot. Their goal come from, I think it was too much fucking about in the box.
That was a brilliant goal, by the way.
It was a great goal. Yeah, it was a great goal, but it's too much fucking about in the box. And I thought when we scored, I thought we'd done exactly the same as last week. And I don't know whether this is coming from Moyes or this is just the players going into their shells. But we try to sit on it.
Sit back, don't we?
Yeah, it was. We've got to get out of that habit because we're good enough.
Be the thing now, what we do.
I think we're good enough.
Yeah, I think with the players we've brought in and the players that we're rumoured to bring in, if we can get, I don't think we will be a team like that.
We shouldn't be.
I don't think we're going to be a team like that. I think at the moment, it's probably nerves. We've probably gone up 1-0 up earlier than what we thought. You know what I mean? It's always tough when against teams like Chelsea, but no, it's a great win.
I've got to talk about Tomas Soucek. I've got a lot to say on this because.
We see your tweet.
Yeah, well, no, because at half time, I'm sorry, right?
I don't agree.
The first, he gave away 2 goals, Nick. He gave away 2 goals.
he gave away the penalty.
Right? He gave away the penalty. He gave and he
goals?
fucked about. Yeah.
They scored 1.
Sorry, the penalty and the goal. Sorry, he gave away a penalty and a goal. Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't really notice him give away the goal. If that's the case, I haven't noticed
he's
that.
given away a penalty and a goal, right? I thought
Did he give away the penalty?
Yeah.
I thought it was all Prowse.
No, he didn't.
No,
Okay.
I thought it was initially, yeah. From where I was standing, it did look like him, but apparently it was Soucek. And in the first half, again, his passing let us down, right? So at the end of the first half, I was like, I'd love to see. It's hard to watch Soucek bring on Alvarez, right? So you get simpletons now after the fact.
But what do you know
Always
about
with their
What do you
rivers.
know about Alvarez, though, Dan?
Well,
No, what do you know about him? I'm just asking. What do you know about him? No, just asking.
He's a
What do you know
defensive
about him?
midfielder who can pass the ball.
No, he can't pass the ball.
He can.
No, he can't.
Yes, he can.
No, he can't.
He can.
He can't.
I'm telling you, he can.
All right, we'll
we can
see.
pass it better than. Well, we will see, won't we? But here's the thing: Soucek can't pass the ball 5 yards. We've all seen it, right? We've all seen that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you there.
Okay. Right. Into the second half we go. Like I said, simpletons do their revisionism after the fact. When we went to 10 men down, even I said Soucek stays on. Alvarez comes on with Soucek because you've got 2 players, and what Soucek does good is breaking up play. He's good at putting in tackles and delaying and stopping teams, right? He can't really put in tackles in and win and start attacks, right?
I agree.
So he was pivotal, especially when they had all those corners. He was good at defending the corners. So at 10 men, yes, Soucek was one of our key players. That doesn't change for me the first half. If people can point out what he did in the first half that made him,
I don't think.
great.
Listen, if he give away the ball for the first goal, I didn't notice it, right? But and the penalty, all right, whatever. But I don't think that when you look at Soucek as a whole over the last couple of seasons, I still don't see that as a bad performance. Because I thought he was everything else he done was good.
Yeah, in the first half.
The breaking up of the play, the getting stuck in, the tackles he was putting in, I thought was great.
This is the problem, Nick. When we play on the counter, you need someone.
But we're finding
good in
that.
transition.
But I know what you're saying, but the way we are transitioning, we don't know what we are yet. That's the problem. We're 2
Fucking
games
massive.
in. I'm just saying we don't know what we are yet. He's a tried and tested, and I thought the 2 games he's had so far. I'll have to look it back because maybe there's things I've missed. You know what I mean? And we're doing it straight after the game. But I don't think he's to blame. I really don't think. I think there was more mistakes getting that ball out of the box in the first goal. We failed to clear it about 5 or 6 times. It wasn't just him. He might have been the one that got the last touch to give it to.
You can't just blame Soucek.
No. There was 5 or 6 opportunities to clear that ball and get it out of play, and they failed to do it. I don't think you could just blame Soucek.
No, you can't. Because I thought, look, I'm
I'm not Soucek's biggest fan. I'm never going to fucking just stick up for him for the sake of sticking up for him. I'm just saying.
I'm Ben Rama. I'm one of Ben Rama's biggest fans. I thought him and Paqueta had particularly poor games. Obviously, Paqueta takes these.
He had a really bad game, Paqueta, didn't he? He was stropping, giving the ball away.
That bit on the line, I don't understand what the fuck was going
like,
on there.
Yeah, play to the whistle.
You don't stop. Like, he was just stropping, and that could have cost us a goal. So he was very lucky there.
Got a booking.
Do you think?
Dodgy booking.
He got a booking, and I said to you, didn't I, when he got that penalty in the end? I said he took it off a Bowen because he's probably got 2-1.
I said
West
that
Ham
as
to win
well.
2-1.
I said that to Graham.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly, no, but I wonder if his mind was elsewhere. That's what I'm wondering.
He did have a frustrating.
because he was brilliant against.
Yeah, and not only that, he was getting kicked about. So it's a bit of frustration.
He's probably a little bit sort of trying to overcompensate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was times when I think he was trying to do too much
too
today.
hard,
It was a bit like when he first came in last season, trying to overcompensate. I think that's the reason he took the penalty of a Bowen as well, because he's trying to put his name back into a positive light. You know.
And it's confidence for him as well. He gets himself a goal.
Listen,
It was an important penalty as well at that time.
Wins the game for West Ham.
yeah, and you know, there's a lot of controversy going on about him at the minute. It's probably cost him a move. It probably cost him his dream move. Let's be honest, his dream Premier League move, because they don't hang about for long, do they? If they've dropped interest in him, maybe they won't come back.
They sharply need a De Bruyne replacement.
Yeah, and that sort of thing is probably cost him. So he's probably trying to put his name on. He's probably trying to put himself in a fucking shop window. Let's be honest. You know what I mean? But
I mean, speaking about shop window, right? I heard this that Fornals could be leaving, and I see him come on. I thought he was brilliant
Yeah.
when he come on, and we cannot
He works
let
hard,
him go.
doesn't he?
I don't
He
think-
works hard, but he's quality as well to go with it. Because we can, like I said, you have players that work hard that just doesn't have the quality.
I'll
He
be
has the
very
quality.
disappointed if we let Fornals go.
I can see him going though, and I don't blame him for wanting to go because I think he is the one that Moyes too quickly dismisses and chucks away. And I think he's frustrated with lack of game time.
Yeah.
He's 27 years old. He's been here for 3 years now. Come here when he was 24. Probably hasn't got enough game time. Probably don't think he's done himself justice. He does give his all for this football club, and he wears his heart on his sleeve.
Fornals is one of them players, isn't it? He gives you everything, but
It's nothing.
Is he good enough to start? Like,
I can't see him.
I
It
think
depends where.
Yeah, I think when he starts, he'll come on and have a few good appearances as a sub, get his way into the first team, and then he sort of dies down a little bit.
Yeah.
But I thought when he come on today, he wanted the ball. He was playing the right balls down the line. He was putting tackles in. That's what you get from Fornals.
It was interesting because obviously he come on. I think he come on the right, and Bowen moved up top. Right. Usually, obviously, we see him on the left. I think he's better played centrally, whether that's as an 8 or a 10. But you know, he did well on the right.
I don't like all these fucking numbers when you're saying numbers. 8, 6, 10. Like, what the fuck does that mean?
When
Eight,
people
what
say-
is an 8?
An 8 is basically your midfielders. That your 6 is your holding defensive midfield. Your 8
Because
is.
that used to be a 4.
Well, now it's a 6. It's
Bingo.
changed. But yeah, all right. Your centre midfielder, right? So a centre.
Can we just stick to that,
Okay,
please?
okay.
For my
Well,
simple
it's
brain.
better than CDM, which is a
It's the
FIFA.
Yeah,
term.
but I'm a
That's
FIFA
a
player,
FIFA,
so yeah,
right,
just
the
CDM.
FIFA generation.
8, 6, 10, 9,
Yeah.
4, 7. You know what I mean?
Right, a centre, either centre midfield or attacking midfield. I think that's his strongest positions. Right, and I think if we see him there, start there. The competition's deep, especially if we get Kudus in. But if he can get games starting there, we can see the best of Fornals. And yeah, listen, at the right, I think he done really well. I think he was key.
Yeah,
Who's the 7?
I think
Ward Prowse.
the second goal, Antonio's goal, was a brilliant goal. Great ball from Ward
Missed
Prowse. Like,
You missed
Missed
it.
it.
Oh, because
Antonio-
that was news coming down to me.
Antonio obviously dragged the 2 defenders out wide, outside the box, shot opposite goes, brilliant goal.
Outside
Brilliant,
of the box?
Yeah, brilliant finish.
Wow.
It was a great goal, honestly. And we know Antonio can do that, and it's because last season he probably would have took that extra touch, and then the defender gets there, but he got it straight out of his feet, and then bang, and the keeper. By the time the keeper's moved, it had already hit the back of the net.
He's such a polarising figure, man. Because sometimes his awareness is fucking shocking.
Yeah.
And then sometimes he does things, obviously, like you said there, he was running people today. Second half, when they started to push for an equaliser, I think he was running the game. I was quite disappointed to see him coming off.
Yeah.
And I thought he could have given us another 5.
Well, this is it. I thought the first half, and again.
But, sorry,
Yeah, go on.
I thought when Bowen went up there, he was really good.
Yeah, and that's what Bowen
He
is
looked
good
really
at.
good.
He's played in that position before, and he can do that. He can lead the line, Bowen. You know, I'm hoping that David Moyes don't look at that and think, oh, okay, I've got him.
Yeah.
Because we do need
That's
another
the
striker
worry.
in, which I think we will get someone in.
Yeah, even we got to start exploring the loan market.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, because I see Everton doing it quite, and they've got a few loans. You know, if they're saying we ain't got money, which I think is bollocks, because we've still got 86 million euros net, right, from what we've sold to spend.
Right.
So we've sold what 156 million, right? We've still got 80 million euros of that to spend. We should at least have that and then a bit more, because I don't think we should be in a situation where we can only spend.
Yeah, but that's like when I'm on holiday and I'm looking for things up the markets, you know, bartering with people, and I go like, I ain't got fuck all, mate. I've got fucking hundreds and thousands pounds in my pocket.
Hopefully it is all talk. But yeah, I mean, look, I think Antonio can be a very good squad player, and I think as a sub could be really effective. I thought first half
I said the
he was
same.
anonymous, right? I thought he was absolutely anonymous. He gets his goal, which he takes brilliantly, and he was like a different player.
Yeah.
He was just switched on. He was energised, and when we was on the counter attack, he was that outlet. He was caused them so much problems. Like you said, I was disappointed when he come off, because I looked at it and I thought
He was running them, wasn't he?
He's running him. He looked up for it.
They were
And
struggling with
that
him
was
a little bit.
after I'd seen him put in like just basically an anonymous performance up until then. It's like, oh, we finally get to see the Antonio
He's
we know.
a tough player to play against. I think he bullies defenders sometimes, and when he's in confident mood, he's one of the top strikers at doing what he does.
He's definitely lost a few yards.
Yeah, of course, but he's getting older now, and you've got to expect that. So he might need to adapt his game a bit, and maybe not try to always just go one-on-one with the defenders, unless he's running up against defenders he knows he can beat. But yeah, no,
I wanted to see him isolated with Thiago Silva. Yeah, that's what I wanted to see.
Do you know, we missed a little bit of pace on the left, right?
Yeah.
And with Pint, because he was getting into positions where he would get 3 players around him, and there's no one to lay the ball off. And then obviously Benrahma eventually gets up there, and then by then obviously it's not coming off.
Don't get me wrong, I used to love it when he used to, when he used to get that ball, 3 players around him, you punt it,
and no one
run
would catch
through
it.
them. No, and they couldn't. But them days are past him now.
But he, like Benrahma, mixed game today. Thought in spells he was frustrated. He's just a Benrahma we know, innit? 1 minute he does something good, and then he frustrates you. But I still think he's an important player in this team, and I think
I can see him in bigger game. Maybe next week, the Brighton game. I reckon he might drop out, and Fornals might go.
When you get good players around Benrahma, like when Alvarez settles in and Ward-Prowse settles in a bit more, I think Benrahma will be key to their game as well, because I think he offers a lot. And
do you know what I like about? He's not afraid to have a go, even though it didn't come off today and he was wide over the bar. Having a player that can take a shot from distance and just have a go and not try and walk it into the back of the net.
We didn't even mention it. We went straight to our second goal because we were excited. But it's a great penalty saved by Areola.
Do you know how happy I was for that? Because he's had so much stick over penalties.
Fabianski's usually the one that saves the penalties for us. But no, it was
I said,
brilliant.
please just go the right way. Even if it goes in, I said, just please go the right way.
I'll tell you, I've done all right today. I've got a couple of things spot on, because I said when the corner came in, I said this one's going to go in. It went in, and he said to me about the penalty save. When he's going to blast it over, I went, he's going to go sort of Areola's bottom right.
He's going to tip it
because
Areola stood as long as he could, and then he made the decision. He went when keepers do that.
It's a poor penalty.
Keeper
in the corner.
Keeper goes the other way. It's a brilliant penalty. It's one of them. So. But I just think it was a brilliant save, and that will do his confidence the world of good, because he does put you on edge sometimes with some of the things he does. But I think give him a run of games. I think he's going to be a brilliant goalkeeper.
I think he's a bit erratic. That's what I would say about him.
Obviously, we had that situation where he had the penalty shout that was offside, right? I thought that's an example there early on in the game where you could say he was erratic. But a lot of keepers, I think,
he's done that. He's done that a few times.
Yeah,
he's
has
given
done
away a few penalties.
He's done that a few times, and what he also does is he's not the most confident in catching. He likes a punch or he likes a slap.
Yeah. He had a few good catches today, though, to be fair.
No, he did, but then he had a few bad slaps and bad, ones where he could have caught it.
As long as it don't end up in the back, then that's the main thing.
And then obviously when Alvarez come on, like I said to you, didn't I, straight away, first thing he done, put in a tackle, and he just wins over the crowd with things like that. And I think he's going to be a good player for us. You can tell, you just look at him.
The mobility of him, I'm very, very impressed with. He was all around that, and he's not trained for a long time. I was saying to him, that's the first week of training.
Imagine
he's
when
had
he gets up to speed. Obviously, he's new to the Premier League.
That's what I was saying.
I think he could be one that hits the ground running.
Yeah, that's why we was quite lucky, because Ward-Prowse has obviously had a full pre-season, played with Southampton in the Championship, so he's sort of match ready. Like Alvarez, give him a couple of weeks, he'll have a few substitute appearances and that, but you might see him start after Brighton.
Listen, he's a very impressive stature. He could be a Soucek replacement.
That's what he should be.
You know what I mean?
That's what he should be. But
he also could work alongside Soucek.
Yes, absolutely, in certain games.
Speaking of new signings, apparently Mavropanos was seen there today. Aguerd is suspended for the next game. Do you bring Mavropanos straight in? Obviously, he's got experience in this league with Arsenal. Or do you put Ogbonna
Who have we got? We've only got Ogbonna, right?
Zuma and Ogbonna, wouldn't it?
It'd be Zuma and Mavropanos or Zuma and Ogbonna. That's your options.
Did Mavropanos used to play for Arsenal?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
So is he played in the Premier League?
Yeah.
Ogbonna.
So, has he played?
No,
what
I'm
if
just
we
saying.
said no? What would that have changed if we said
No,
no?
it wouldn't have changed that. No, I was just thinking about it, because it gives me something to think about. Because if you turn around and said no, it would have been no. It's definitely Ogbonna. But I think Ogbonna's got to. I don't know. Brighton, isn't it?
Brighton. With what they've got, I mean, they've started the season off flying, didn't they? 2 wins. That was brilliant yesterday at Wolves. So bringing him in, what's his name?
Mavropanos.
Fucking hell.
Konstantinos Mavropanos.
I'm going to call him Konstantinos then.
Concertinas is easy to say than Mavropanos.
Mavropanos, yeah.
I was saying Moise's going to have a fucking night.
You wait till Scott's back on here.
Yeah.
He's going to
Oh
have a
my God,
fucking
Scott.
good day.
No, yeah, look, he could be chucked in. You never know, but
Listen, as I said before, and I said this to a guy on before I done a fan cam today. We all made a very, because apparently he wasn't very well liked at Arsenal. He was sort of bombed out, and
I don't remember him at Arsenal.
Neither do I.
I do remember. I do vaguely remember him. I remember when they signed him. To
But
be fair.
we all said the same about Craig Dawson, and Craig Dawson ended up being one of the best signings of the past decade.
My
to
mate
be honest.
Dan Potts, the Arsenal fan, he said he's
Harry
a class
Potts.
player. He's a good player. Like Arsenal fans still rate
Yeah.
him. A lot of Arsenal fans. Still rate him.
Kira, what about Kira?
Kira, yeah.
Yeah, do you know what? I completely forgot about Kurt. I completely forgot about him, and he looked good
he on the
towards the
bench?
end of last season.
I can't remember.
I think he was, wasn't he?
No.
Oh, he wasn't.
So, because Creswell was on the bench today, which
Which was very
surprising.
strange.
But
He was just there to make out the numbers.
yeah,
though.
Kira's probably
Injured or something.
Yeah, just picked up a knock or something. But no, look, and then obviously we get a penalty. Great penalty from Paqueta, but that's just look. It's a great way. We've had a great start to the season. Last week I was disappointed with a point at Bournemouth.
I feel. Do you know what? I think
I
people
know
were too harsh.
we got slated
I don't
because we
care.
said we should deserve the 3 points, but
We did deserve the 3
I think
points.
we did deserve the win. But do you know what? 4 points out of the first 2 games. I don't think many people would have expected that, and there's probably a lot of people that are a bit upset that we've won today. You know what I mean?
Have a
take
boost.
The
that.
Moyes
Yeah.
out brigade.
Listen, I was very vocal against Moyes last season. I said this season, new season, I'm going to give him the first 10 games, for example.
Yeah.
Let's see how it goes. And so far, this start, I'm very happy with
I
it.
mean-
You can't beat that. Well, look, usually you'd expect
Yeah.
maybe the other way round. 3 points Bournemouth, 1 point Chelsea. Either way, you take it.
I think a point away from home.
Yeah.
Anywhere is good.
Yeah, and
Bournemouth are no mugs.
yeah,
I
when you
think
look
they're
at it,
looking good.
Bournemouth, new manager, first home game.
They look good against. They played this weekend, didn't they?
Liverpool.
Yesterday. Liverpool,
Yeah.
yeah, they look good. They didn't win; they got beat 3-1.
Listen, I've got to speak about this. Obviously, we had a red card, which made the win even more impressive. Seeing as we wrapped up the game after that
I said
as well.
that to you, didn't I? You didn't even realise we
No,
was playing
no,
with 10
I
men.
don't think so. But the amount of yellow cards, I'm pretty sure it's a record this week for yellow cards.
and there was a lot of red
Reds,
cards.
yeah,
in games,
and the 3 games I watched. I was switching between the 3 games on Saturday on the radio. Switching between the 3 games the other day. Each of them games had a red card.
Yeah.
I think the McAllister one was fucking ridiculous, if I'm honest with you. But a couple of yellow cards. The bookings that we're going to end up. I personally think they're going to end up sort of relaxing a few of these rules, because in the next couple of weeks, mate, you're going to have players suspended left, right, and centre. You've got players that have played 2 games and got on 2 bookings.
It's ridiculous. I don't know why they've gone so hard at it. Last week, the Bournemouth game, I thought the ref let it flow.
yeah.
Do you know what it is? I'm going to tell you what it is, right? They've become so lax and so fucking like what's the word? So lax with the rule, like they're kicking the ball away. The past few seasons, that's drove me fucking insane. Yeah. People kicking the ball away, not getting booked, because that used to be an instant booking, yeah. And it's got in their players' minds now, and that's what's happening. They're doing the things that they're used to doing, that they've been so fucking lax, and all of a sudden, they're like fucking like enforcers again. Yeah. And it's stupid.
But they'll do it once and learn, won't they?
No, they won't know, because it's so ingrained in them, because they've let them get away with it for years now. Which, used to do it in the Premier League, mate. If you kick the ball away, instant booking. You didn't used to see it that often. Every now and then you see it. Over the last few years, I see people fucking chucking it. I see people fucking blocking ball. You've all of that, and they've let them get away with it. Now it's ingrained in them that they can do it, and it's going to, these people, some of them are not the smartest of people. You know what I mean? So I just think it's, again, abandonment of responsibility by the fucking Premier League or the FA, or who the fuck runs that sort of shit. And we're going to suffer for it in the short term, because you're going to get so many players. I mean, I haven't seen the Aguero challenge, the second one. I can't remember the first one.
Do you know what? It was his own fault. He never needed to make that challenge. It was a stupid yellow card to get.
Boot up in the air, as he slides.
Somebody said it might have been a red on its own.
I looked at the I don't think it was a straight red, but it was a yellow card. And it was a stupid challenge, and you know, it'll make him think, because he didn't need to make that. He didn't need to make
Even
that
the first one I
challenge.
thought was needless. The
Yeah.
first yellow. So yeah, really
It's,
rash game from him. A good player, but like I said, very
But
rash.
it's buzzing. I love winning, like, especially like when you win London derbies, big London derbies at home. I mean, look, you can see the stadium here now and like all lit up, and you know, it's
I really fancy this today.
yeah, it's another good victory. Like we're unbeaten since Prague.
Mate, last season. We waited so long until the Arsenal game to come out of the stadium feeling like that. We've got it first.
That's one
game of the
thing that I
season.
see. Yeah, like everyone coming out there, and you still hear people now downstairs in the fan zone. They're all still here, and this is what football's about. Look, we're not going to win every game. We know that. But when you have moments, days like this, like you come out and everyone's in a good mood. Everyone's walking past the fan cams, like shouting, "Go Irons" and all that. Like, that's what you want, because we've had last season wasn't great over here. You know, apart from Europe, the Premier League was a shit experience last year. But if we can sort of just like change a few things, get the balance in the team right, I'm confident we'll have a good season. And I'm not saying we're going to finish in the top 6, but for us,
Someone said top 5 today.
yeah, no, but for us, if we can try to aim to get in like the top 8, you know, good European run, you know, I think it'd be a good season. But look, it's only one game, it's only one victory.
Yes, let's not get carried
Let's not
away.
get carried away. We're
No,
6
but
in the table.
I think you have to set a I think that, you know, looking back to last season, when you look at it retrospectively, I think the Nottingham Forest game set precedent. You know, we was battering Forest. And it sort of snowballs from there, didn't it?
Well, yeah,
it can go the other way.
Yeah, Chelsea battered us possession-wise, and we've come out
we've come out
3-1 winners.
victory,
Like,
yeah.
Let's see how it goes. Like, it's a positive win, and let's
There's a
just
couple
enjoy
of
it.
them. There's a couple of them bigger sides as well. Yeah, the teams that we thought were going to come back, like Chelsea. I don't think Chelsea looked fantastic. I don't think Liverpool have looked fantastic.
No.
No, I mean, look, no disrespect, but if that was a Man City today, we'd probably get
Rolled
bagged.
over, yeah.
Because, like, they've got the players that can finish us off. With Chelsea, like...
They're learning.
Yeah, they're learning, but, look, we're going to have... Let's hope we have a lot more days like this at this stadium this season.
Good
And away
record
as
against
well.
them, as well.
Yeah.
Chelsea, good record
Yeah,
against them.
no,
like
definitely.
I said, let's enjoy it. Obviously, we better wrap up because these wonderful security guards probably want to go home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's been a great day. Fan zone
yeah.
earlier. It's a great
Yeah,
win. and
massive thanks to the podium and the Orbit
Yeah.
for letting us film today. We got to do join the watch along and join the stream for there, and it looked brilliant. Lots of good feedback.
We come up here and met McAvenny and Waldy.
Yeah, and
You know
it's
what I mean?
it's
They've
been
got events,
buzzing.
yeah.
Like DJ, everything, mate. It's been brilliant.
Get involved in the podium stuff. We've got all of these stuff going on here. You've got the fan zone downstairs. There's still DJing down there now. They're having a big party down
They
there.
had a band on
They had a
earlier.
band
didn't
on
they?
earlier.
Everyone was dancing.
Yeah, come and become a member. You can come up here. There's things where they're doing like dinners up here with players. They're doing post-match analysis. We're going to be here all the time. So
Post-match pint is back, and
it's
it is
back.
here.
It's staying. It's staying.
staying. And it's
Post-match
at the
might
podium.
not be in this exact bit all the time.
No, but it's here.
But it's here.
at the podium. You can find us. You'll see us.
But
there.
as a treat, I think we should come up here once in a while.
Yeah, I think.
Especially in the winter months.
Yeah.
Look, we get the London derby, and we've got the beautiful.
And then
view
we're going to
of the
go
best
across
city
to
in the
Aber in a
world.
minute. We're going
Yeah.
to go.
Yeah,
Mamma
needs some
mia.
getting used to for me with my fear of
We've
heights.
got a
but it
beautiful
looks
view
good.
of our
About capital
of our
city.
capital city, and we've got the London Stadium down there. We've got happy fans, beers.
Somebody commented
What
last
more do you
week
want?
on when we done the pre-season video here, and they said seeing you three up there and not in some old dingy pub is the death of football. And I think to myself, listen, we've tried to get into dingy pubs.
Yeah.
They don't fucking let us in.
No, it's not that they won't let you. It's the worst place to film.
Yes.
Because it's
Some
loud
don't let us in,
and
yeah.
people see a camera and they automatically like a fly to shit just want to come over and go, what's all this? We tried it.
We got to work with what we work
Yeah.
with, and
We
we're
love-
very grateful for this place.
Yeah, and I'm not going to turn my nose up at this if I think it's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And there's beer.
Right, we've got to get the slide down now. You're abseiling down, and we've got to get the slide down. But no, good to be back.
Yep.
Brilliant to be back. Cheers, boys.
Cheers,
good
mate.
first show.
Cheers with the empty bottles.
Thank you very much for joining us on this edition of West Ham Fan TV's Post-Match Pint. Go and get some of our merchandise. We've got the Championi t-shirts. There are new t-shirts being designed at the moment that will probably be going into the store in the next couple of weeks. So, yeah, watch out for them. Subscribe if you're new. Go and check out the podcast. There's a competition on the podcast this week for that shirt that we got
Oh,
from
yeah. The old,
from TNT Sports Launch. It's customised by Mr. Mina. Subscribe if you're new. and it's great to be back. One thing left to say, boys.
Come on,
you Irons.
Come on, you Irons.